Hey everyone! In this video, I'll walk you through how I created the announcement system featured in the previous video, something that was requested by someone in the comments. Let me show you how it works first. I press V to open the announcement interface. Then, I choose a title and type in the message I want to announce. After that, I set the duration for how long the announcement should stay visible once the typing effect finishes. Now that you've seen how it functions, let's dive into the setup. I'll explain what you need and help you understand the scripts behind it so you can build your own version too. This script runs on the client and controls the global announcement input GUI. First, we get services like players, user input service, and replicated storage. Then we reference the local player and wait for a remote event called global announcement inside replicated storage. We also connect to the GUI elements: the frame, the title input box, the message box, the duration input, and the send button. Then, we define a whitelist. This is a list of user IDs who are allowed to open and use the announcement GUI. The isWhitelist function checks if the player's user ID is in the whitelist. If the player presses the V key and they are on the whitelist, the GUI will toggle on or off. When the player clicks the send button, the script checks if all fields are filled out correctly. If they are, it fires a remote event to the server, sending the title, message, and duration of the announcement. If any field is empty or incorrect, it will warn the user to fill everything properly. This script runs on the server and handles how announcements are broadcasted to all players. First, it loads the required services: replicated storage for communication between server and client, and messaging service for cross-server announcements. It then references two remote events: global announcement, which is triggered when a player sends a request to make an announcement, and global announcement client event, which will fire the announcement to each client. When another server sends a message through the global announcements channel, the subscribe async function receives that message. It then loops through all current players and fires the client event to show the announcement to each one. Then, when a player sends an announcement request, the onServer event function checks that all values are the correct type: a string for the title, a string for the message, and a number for the duration. If everything is valid, it publishes the message globally using messaging service. That way, every active server receives it and shows it to their players. This script runs on the client and displays the global announcement to all players. First, we get replicated storage and the local player. Then we wait for a remote event called global announcement client event, which is used to receive the announcement from the server. We also define a typing speed, so the text appears with a nice typing animation. When the event is triggered, the script receives the title, message, and duration. It calculates the total display time by adding the duration and the time needed to type out the message. It then finds the GUI inside player GUI, along with the frame and text labels. Before showing the text, the script adds emojis to make it more visual: a megaphone for the title and a speech bubble for the message. The GUI is enabled, and two functions start typing out the title and message one character at a time. After the message finishes, the GUI stays visible for a while, and then it automatically hides after the full duration is over. Let's run the test again. I press V, and now I can choose a title and a message. But before doing that, let's see what happens if we click Send without filling in the text boxes. Here's the output I mentioned earlier. As you can see, even if only one text box is filled, it still prints the same default statement. Now let's try it properly. Nice. It works exactly as expected. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you appreciate what I do, consider subscribing for more content.